G-Shock is also a banger, yeah. So that's actually what started it. I used to wear a bunch of different watches, and then at some point, Laurent gifted me a DW 9000, I think is what it's called, which is a G-Shock. And I really, really like that watch. It's nothing fancy. It's just a digital watch. And then I realized, you know what? Maybe I should try a smartwatch out again. It's kind of awesome. The Timex Snoopy one's pretty cool, yeah. I have it right here actually, not the Timex Snoopy, but the watch Laurent got me. I think it's right over here. Hell yeah. This absolute giga, Chad. I really like this watch. I don't know why, it's big, it's thick. I don't even really, but for some reason I really like this. I can't quite explain, but it's really nice. This is I don't know, this is the type of stuff I grew up with, you know? It's what I had back in the day. And it's kind of awesome. It's an hour ahead. Yeah, I haven't worn it in some time. I need to set it. I'm the reason you bought a new television? Huge. Having a smart TV is kind of nice though. I used to not have a television for years, and then at some point we got a TV. I was like, oh, I don't never watch television. And then, yeah, watching like YouTube videos, Twitch, whatever, on a television is actually kind of sick. I haven't used the cable TV thingamajig in years though. Cable TV is dead for me, but okay, trying to go slightly brighter over there on the edge of that little section right over here. I think it's looking pretty good. Still have to go a little bit more into the recess bit. Probably go slightly brighter still over here. Small amount, but a little bit. Just the darkest area over here. It's a little difficult to show on camera because I can barely see it myself. It's also a very tiny section. I'm trying to add more of a recessed look over here. Trying to make the fold slightly darker. Okay. I don't know if this is dark enough. Do you think this recessed area at the front, right over here, is dark enough? It's kind of difficult to see. Then again, though, it's going to be practically impossible to see when he's actually up on the base. Yeah, I can probably go slightly darker there. See if we can maybe just add a little bit more of a color shift. Yeah, this is the World of Warcraft synth music. It's from the official World of Warcraft channel on YouTube. It is called Road to BlizzCon Synthwave. It's pretty amazing. A headless lion? Yeah, the lion doesn't have a head yet. We still have to paint the head. As a matter of fact, I kind of need to paint the inside of the head too. The inside of his head needs to be base coated as well. Like of his hood, that is. Very tiny. Just a little base coat. But it's cloth. We add a color transition in there too. Yeah. Now that we're at it, may as well. I have to paint his face at some point too. That's gonna be a little bit tricky. I don't think there's any cloth on the rest of the miniature. I mean, there's the servitors, I guess, on the base, but those actually have more of like a purpley rope instead. So we're gonna use a different set of colors for those. I'm painting this on the sprue, mostly because then I have something to hold on to. So I want to try and do a really good job on this miniature. So the idea is that I'm gonna paint the head separately, and then I'll snip it off, and we can glue it into the base. There's like a little gap right over there, and it corresponds with the little lip right over here. And I can snip it off pretty easily. Normally you can kind of like drill a hole in the face at the bottom, like in a spot that you would never see, and use that as a way to like maybe like glue some I don't know, like for example like a stick or like anything, right, to hold on to. But I figured if I just leave it on the sprue, I can paint it like this. Painting the face is gonna be hard though. I mean, maybe it's fine. It's very small. There's a lot of detail. The rope is the easy part. I'm also gonna do a little bit of an edge highlight around the center bit. I will very likely be forced to redo this at some point because I will probably mess it up. But we have the colors out now. The outside of the hood is going to be green. Let's do a slightly brighter spot at the very tip. The areas that would catch the most light. Okay. I mean, that's honestly not bad. For such a quick little paint, like a little bit of paint in there, it's pretty effective. I'm gonna have to actually paint this green too. I forgot base coating that last time around. Okay. There's still a little bit of a dirty greenish spot right over here. Same idea on this rope. We also want to paint around the edge. Yeah, the giant rat that we just painted was a very different vibe, very different scale. This is definitely much smaller, but one of the problems with the larger miniatures is like technically you can reach the details more, but there's also a lot more open space. And open space is kind of difficult. I could toss a Lego head onto the body? Right. Now I have some pretty sharp sprue cutters. This should be pretty easy to chip off. It's only, it's a very small cut. Yeah, it's very thin. I just need to make sure it doesn't go flying through my room when I when I chip it off. And before I spend an hour or two painting the face. I'm like, I'll do the finishing touches after I glued it on and it goes zoom. Zoink. And it disappears. Okay. I'm liking the cream a lot. That's what you, no. I think the cream is turning out well though. We need a little bit more of a cleanup over here. Okay. Quite effective. Next up, we have to paint the green. Similar vibe. Loads of color transitions. We'll start with a base coat. Need to clean that one up. And then we'll go slightly brighter from there. I did make some notes. Let me see. Yeah, so I think I want to do some very dark colors too. And we'll add some black into the mix. So we'll start with the recess color. So that's going to be the Dark Angels green. It's a dark green. And then we'll add a little bit of matte black. I still have a lot of contrast paints, but I've been using them less and less as time goes by. I might use some contrast paints at some point, but I don't think so, honestly, on this mini. I'm enjoying good old acrylic paint painting a little bit better. There's moments, though, where I use contrast paints. It's really nice for some stuff, but I feel like for this kind of paint, or this kind of project, it doesn't make as much sense. There's a little bit of green shining through over here. Hold up, let me try and see if I can fix that. I don't believe I used any contrast paints on the red guy recently. Did I? No, maybe some. A very small amount, maybe. But I'm trying to use it more as like a tool rather than like the go-to, if that makes sense. Still really like contrast paints though. It's good for some things. It's better for some things than regular acrylics, I think. Okay. So I want to do the green color as well as a base coat on the outside of this hood. So this just has to be a one coat. Maybe a second coat in a little bit, but... darker green obviously covers way better than the cream color. Lion looks so cool. It does have a bit of a Tywin Lannister look. Yeah, I agree. He does have the old man vibe. To be fair, he's like 10,000 years old, so, you know. That's even older than me. Crazy, dude. Okay, so I'm just mixing in some black to make a darker color. I mostly want to use this in like the recessed bits. I'll go a little bit darker still. Okay. I want to wet blend it together. I wonder if it can still go darker. Just leave behind your morals, you can go darker. In order to leave behind morals, you have to have them first. That's pretty dark. Let's let it dry for a little bit. A little bit of a divot over here. I need to paint Angrel next after this? Really? Is that the rule? I've not actually painted a demon before. Okay. Trying to add a little bit of a color shift over here. My brush is a little too big for this, but I think it's fine if I'm careful. We can have a little bit more of a harsh edge over here. Yeah. Okay. And I feel like I'm doing a good job here with the wet blending, man. I was really struggling with that in the past. Today, it's That is the vibe we're going for. Not bad. This music is the Road to BlizzCon synthwave from Blizzard. It's on YouTube.
Good morning, you Mr. Spot Kappa.
What's going on, Beinsterk? Thank you for the 46. Oh, did the new episode of Rank Roulette go live? Nice. Thank you very much, Beinsterk. What's good on, Thomas? Where did you just end up? Welcome to the stream, dude. I was playing some Warcraft 2 earlier today. We're finishing the stream with some miniature painting. I'm gonna be live for about another hour. Need to go a slight tone darker over here. Okay. Gotta wet blend this. Need a little bit of the darker color again. Try to do a very, very dark green here. Mostly for the very darkest spots. This is Lionel Johnson. The Lion. Primarch of the Dark Angels. Okay. Got some nice shading over there in that deep recess. We need a darker color over here in this area. Okay. A little darker. No, his last name is Johnson. He's a great guy, dude. Very lovely fellow. All the Primarchs are known for their kindness. They're very caring and loving people. They're also kind of scary and mean. Yeah, they're very mean. In the lore, Mr. Johnson is probably responsible for the deaths of many, many worlds. Maybe a dozen or so. He's a kind guy. No, human-like worlds. Yeah, human-like worlds. Basically, in the Warhammer universe, if you don't listen and you don't call the Emperor the Giga Chad, you will be exterminated. No one in the Warhammer world is having a good time. You're absolutely right, Bio. If you think the humans are the good guys in Warhammer, you're mistaken, I'm afraid. Sorry, that sounded like heresy. That's not what I meant. Okay. I tried to do some shading. It's still a little wet, but I feel like it looks good, dude. Not to pat myself on the back too much, but like for a first pass, we got some pretty nice transitions going right from the get-go. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with that. I don't think I really need to go much darker than that. I feel like this one could be a little smoother. How you doing, BO? Papa Nurgle is the good guy? That's true. Papa Nurgle is always the good guy. Okay. Now there's a couple of different layers of green. 2 of them. I'm gonna have to try and add some shading as well to this area right over here, which is a bit tricky. I'll take the smaller brush, I guess. And I'll try to get the spots that I can paint. Gotta be careful that I don't accidentally mess up the cream part. Don't curdle the cream. Very true, dude. Especially that side, like this area right over here. You don't want to be jamming the brush in here anywhere. The areas that I can't reach, too bad. We'll leave those as they are, because they're pretty much impossible to see anyways. But these outer sides are fine. Hey, thank you, Art. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you for the raid. This model is Lionel Johnson. The models in the chat are called chatters. Absolute models across the board. Nice, I got some green on the side of that. I had one rule, bro, to not fuck... Alright, it's okay, it's okay. I'll fix it immediately. I got a little bit of green stuck over here on the edge. Oh, there it is. I called you model, not... Oh, well. More cursing, Lowko? Oh yeah, right. Am I allowed to curse still? How does this work? What did I say? Did I say the dreaded F word? I apologize, guys. It will never, ever happen again. Surely. Next time around, I'll just have to, yeah. There you go. We can just press that button instead. I just have to preemptively press it, which is a little confusing. But next time I feel a swear word coming up from a mile away, I can reach over and use that instead. You did, Alex. You did miss the Warcraft 2 section of today's stream, but the VOD is up. The VOD is up. You can rewind if you want to. What's going on, Art by Pale Horse? Hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a fun stream. Okay. So weird, I can't perform mod actions on any channel? Really? Huh. Oh no. Are you saying that Twitch chat is currently... They didn't hear it. They didn't hear it. Nobody noticed a thing. A revolt. It's happening live. Supervision is gone. Everybody panic. Wait, no, stay calm, I mean. Not very good at dealing with this situation, clearly. Everybody panic is probably the last thing you need to do. Ah! Got a little bit of a dark color in that recessed area too, which I think is quite nice. Dude, I'm actually very pleased with how this came out. Look at that. We got some nice little dark spots over here. Obviously, we need to add highlights, but for the shadows, I feel like that was a pretty quick job. Can I ask a Warhammer question, Lowko? The fandom is kind of touchy on this, so I would like to hear other fans about it. Ooh. Here we go, chat. What is the question? Internet drama. internet drama. I still don't know what the drama is, though. Either he's writing an essay, or he went away. Maybe he left. Okay, we gotta paint the back of the hood as well. You're talking about the Custodes debate? Oh no. What do you mean debate? They've always existed. So about a year ago, they retconned Custodes. Custodes are basically the direct support crew of the Emperor himself. The elitist of the elitist. They are considered to be hardcore and very powerful and all that. Now in the lore, they are also specified repeatedly to be men. And they decided to retcon it last year by saying, no, actually, there were always female Custodes as well. Now, I personally couldn't care at all about such things, but I will say that the way that they went about these sort of things was a little sloppy. They decided to retcon it by posting about it on Twitter. Like that was silly. They should have really just made a lore. Like they should have just written a book, or like, you know. There were so many cool ways of doing it. I think announcing such things randomly on Twitter is a bit silly. But also, the fact that a lot of people got very upset about that is silly to me too, dude. Like, if you want to keep a universe relevant for many, many, many decades, you sometimes have to go back and be like, yo, actually, this was silly. We need to change this. And I think that's fine. I don't really see the big deal. I don't think it's a problem. Some people get very upset about those sorts of things, but honestly, I think it's a bit random. It's disproportionate on both fronts. Exactly. Well, I think change for the sake of change with anything is always silly. But, you know, like if this is the type of stuff that truly upsets you, I don't know, bro. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of things. Like, you gotta choose what you get upset about, okay? If you're gonna engage on the internet with other people, you're gonna get upset regardless of what you do. And you kinda have to choose what you get upset about. Because there's a lot of stuff you can get upset about. And in my mind, this one is not something to get upset about. This is so small. I'm trying to get some shadows over here on the back of the hood. I think it's doing the job. I want to get a little bit of a color shift over here too. Like, I am somebody who's perpetually online, you know? There's always something arguing. Like, people are always arguing on the internet. This is not the type of stuff that I would get, you know, up in arms about, but whatever. I believe originally, actually, in the very first quote-unquote version of Warhammer, the Primarchs didn't even exist. I believe one of the original retcons is the Primarchs. And they are like the most beloved characters in the entire story, right? Like in the entire world. You gotta go back sometimes. They could have done a cool lore. You know, like they could have written cool books about this sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Like if you want to introduce that sort of thing, I think using Twitter as the platform is silly. But they could be like, you know, oh, we don't have enough custodies anymore. Like write a book about it. The Sisters of Battle indeed could be like involved there, you know, and they're like capable of doing the job as well. And they turn out, like there's a lot of ways of doing it, you know? Yeah. Twitter is like the worst way, in my mind, to pretty much do anything, but it is what it is. There were Primarchs, but they weren't genetically enhanced. I see. Okay, chat. For the shadows on the hood. I added a little bit over here to this side. And a little bit over here on that side too. We'll see what it looks like when we add the highlights. I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so next up, we want to do something similar, but we want to add a little bit of brightness instead. So I'm gonna do green skin. I think this is for orcs, usually. So we're gonna, that's one step brighter than the color right next to it. Yeah, this is paint that you get by grinding up orcs. It's okay. So I just want to do a similar thing, but then add this to the brighter areas. So for example, this spot over here. Add like a little bit of a middle of the road type of color. I don't think we really need to dilute this anymore. So this is gonna go something like that. It's gonna take a couple of passes for sure. Want to try and stay out of the recessed areas, no? If I could roll into a Xenos, what would I be? Obviously, a Tyranid. They're the closest thing we get to Zergs. Is there really any other choice? I feel like this transition doesn't need to be this harsh. Try and smooth it out just a tad. Yeah, this is gonna take a couple of passes. Tyranid's life is so sad. It's probably not very fun. Do I already have 15 Deathwing Knights? No, I actually don't paint armies. I just paint individual miniatures that I think look cool. And I've always been a fan of the Lion. Very, very cool looking mini, but also a bit of an intimidating one. So, yeah. Trying. I wonder if this is too bright, or too bright. We could mellow it out a little bit if we want to. Trying to make it very smooth. Planning on making this guy look really nice. Yeah, I'm trying to make it look as good as I can. This is called a sub-assembly, yeah. It's a sub-assembly because we are building it in a couple of different parts. It's called a sub-assembly because we're not building it all in one big chunk. This miniature would be basically impossible to paint as a... It's one mini. Parts are kind of difficult. I'm not following a direct guide per se, but I am following mostly along with the steps of Duncan Rhodes' tutorial. I think Duncan Rhodes does a phenomenal job explaining the steps primarily. I'm not really using his color scheme, because he uses, like, he's got his own paint range and stuff. And I'm not really interested in using the exact same thing. But I find it very useful to look at what very good painters do and following in their step-by-step process, if that makes sense. Because it can be really difficult to decide where to start and where to begin, especially on like large projects like this one, you know? Like there's a lot of different ways to approach it. Being smart about it is not as easy as it looks. I think this fold over here is probably the trickiest part though, on the entire cloak. Because this is like, you see how it's like a dimple, you know? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it's a weird little fabric fold. I want it to be smooth, but not harsh. This is fabric. It wouldn't be harsh. Why does the lion's knee have its own separate cape? Yeah, I don't know. He's got like an extra rope that is bound around his waist. So he's got like an extra like double... I guess it's like a folded piece of cloth or something that he's got like around his waist, and then he's got the cape. Maybe it's towel day? Yeah. Don't forget a towel! Very important to bring your towel. Maybe he read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you know? It is the most important thing to do when you go space traveling. What's up, Brusik? Maybe he stole them from the female custodies? Maybe that's why he's striding away. Okay. The Hitchhiker's Guide to Crusading. Wait, am I Echo? Okay. We're going a little bit brighter. Oh, that's what you mean. I see. The towel tearing Gumiho himself. I thought for a second something happened to Gumiho. I'm like, what? Okay. Is that too bright? Probably a little bit. Gotta soften the transition over here. Just a tad.